There I was trying to tell someone who had been around way longer than I was that we were going to do a better job. And I had to try and believe that myself. So it was nerve-wracking, but I just, followed my nose in terms of determination and went for it.
I think that leads into where I wanted to go next, because I've been reading a few interviews where you've talked about the influence of Steve Jobs on your career. So I want to read out, just to refresh your memory, a short excerpt from one of those. If you believe you can do something better than the status quo, there is literally nothing stopping you. The world is built by people no smarter than you or I. I think that taps into what we've just been speaking about. And it's exactly what this podcast is about as well. I'd love you to elaborate a little bit on what that sentiment has had in terms of impact on your life and career.
Yeah, it's been a really, it's been a North Star for me. It's been an instrumental idea. The idea that the status quo isn't in place for a good reason. It's in place mostly because of circumstance. Like that just happens to be the way things work to date. And that we, and anyone really has the ability to challenge it and potentially to improve upon it. And I think that the status quo is often thought of as a fixed constraint that like makes people say, well, why could I do better? That's the way things have always been. And that story I just told about in-housing our warehouse operation and finding that we could improve upon the status quo, to put numbers against that, within 3 months, that operation was operating at half the cost of the third-party operation and at like a 99.9% on-time delivery rate versus like a 95.6%. Like it was leagues better when we were operating it. So to go through that experience was a real awakening moment for me of, wow, like